Welcome to the third episode of Judge My Chase. If you don't know what Judge My Chase is, it's pretty self-explanatory, but my viewers send me their best chases on Discord along with their hour counts, and I sit here, watch, and yap the entire time. And at the end, I give it a rating. And today, we're going to be doing the first ever thematic episode of Judge My Chase. I will be handpicking only 2k plus hour survivor chases. So every single chase that we watch here is supposed to be from an experienced player. And in this episode, I give the highest rating I've ever given to anyone in this series. Hope you enjoy. 5.2k hours. Let's see. Titled Melons. Okay. Right away. This is interesting. This is interesting decision. I think I like this, but I'm not sure. Maybe doing this move, but maintaining eye contact with the killer would have made me feel better about this one. It ends up working, of course. But that felt a little gambly to me. Like, what if he double backed again? I don't think he would have made the window. Yeah, this was already so tight, so I don't know. I think I like it though. I think that was good. I don't know if greeting this against Freddy is the play. Yeah, that's always a hit. So against hindered killers, as much as I hate to say this, hindered killers with easy to hit powers like Clown and Freddy, or like a toddler can hit you with their power, there's no skill expression at all, you just drop in 50-50. Like in this case, this hit would have taken longer if you just dropped in 50-50. You would have still gotten hit. It's very unlikely that you would have gotten out of the situation without getting hit. But it would be a tougher hit for the killer than what you did. Because you just get guaranteed hindered and you don't make it around again. Like in this situation, you're already hit. Like by now, it's like you're dead and you don't even know it. In fact, you had 2 chances to drop in 50-50.
Bruh.
I like the spin attempts though. Don't know if I like pathing back to the window here. Ooh. Clipped you with that. Pathing back to the window, this is actually... I think how to feel about this is difficult because how many of you know that you can play around this window, right? This is a guard window if you play it correctly. But the problem is it's a hindered killer. Playing against hindered killers changes everything, right? Because if you were hindered here, you would be forced to medium vaults, you would have gotten hit and died. But I guess he's choosing a different path than I would have chosen. But he ends up making a pallet. He likes running away, which is... It's nice. It's nice practice, but... Ooh. Does. Well played by the Freddy. I don't know why he's not... Ooh. Whoa. Does he make this? That was so gambly. No, why it's so unnecessary? I feel like you can vault this. Oh yeah, vaulting that was the right play. I like how he's playing this though. He's punishing the Freddy for not kicking you. But the Freddy is just not using his power enough. There's no way it was in cooldown this entire time. I like the camera movements. Like this guy is clearly good at the game. Again, what? He missed? Why would the Freddy ever shoot towards the staircase and not the window? What? Yeah, now you use 50-50 this. See, this is so well played though. Look at this. You're not just sitting on the pallet praying to God that the killer doesn't go to the side that you're looking at. You're like holding the actual check spot. You can tell so much about how good a player is just in these situations. Like there's no way I can give this guy any less than a 7 already. Look, he wins that, but it wasn't like dumb luck that he won that. That was calculated, well played, 50. It was a 50 because the killer could have double backed still at the very end there, and good players do that. But that was a calculated 50. This was a smart 50. Is he mind gaming? Oh, I'd be moving. This guy's not reading the Terrarides very well. Bro, I could tell the Freddy was going inside. Here. The sound is already coming from here. You guys hear it? This is kind of difficult. Terrarides reading, especially because this is a lullaby reading, is difficult. You have to have your sounds really high. But I can... See, listen. This first hum is still coming from here. So there's a chance the Freddy is just getting lost over here. So I wouldn't have committed. The second hum is already to the left. Look, you can already tell that he's coming from the left. They didn't react super slowly, but it was still slower than... I mean, I don't know. Like, we're not judging fucking Street Fighter players, but... That was good, regardless. They ended up reading the Terrarides in the end, which is what matters.
Bruh.
Is the pellet still there? Honestly, the object permanence of this player is impressive. Impressive. It feels like this person never forgets about anything. Maybe it's because I talk all the fucking time on stream. I would have forgotten about this. In fact, I did. I did forget that this pallet was even here. I think they also did, but they saw the pallet, to be fair. So let me not put myself down to that much. Like, you see the pallet here, right? I would have forgotten about it. This person never forgets about anything. Like, you don't want to break this person's heart. They will never forgive you. They will remember the experience of you breaking their hearts for the entirety of their lives. Yeah? Just medium. Nice. Faking that window would be a surefire way to die. Again, it's the same mistake as before. You don't greed this ever against hindered killers. Never. I mean, you don't even greed this against regular killers. This is so killer favored. The double back here is so easy, right? But especially not against hindered. Ooh, disgusting hit though. Oh, even more so if the killer is on fucking the 120 Freddy ping, right? He should have won this because he missed. But it was still the wrong play. Again, like, you're just dying on this pellet regardless. Dropping him 50-50ing is still the best way to delay it for as long as possible. Honestly, 9.5. Other than the low percentage greeds, which I feel like you just weren't thinking because you're just trying to juice it up, which I do sometimes as well. I feel like this person made no mistakes. I feel like, I mean, as far as my knowledge goes, they played perfectly. I can't say anything bad about this. So, great job. Great job. That was 9.5. I think that's the highest rating I've given so far. I'm pretty sure that's the highest rating. I've never given anyone any higher than 9.5. 3.1k hours. Has the comp Claude skin? The quality is watchable. It's watchable, right? Ooh. Hugging it really well. But let's look at this again. I'm pretty sure that's the reason you got hit, by the way. You guys see this? I'm pretty sure And I can say this with quite a bit of confidence. That's the reason you got hit. This stutter you did as well. Yeah, another stutter on the tree. You would have not gotten hit if you didn't make as many micro stutters and got stuck on stuff. But it's tough. It's tough. He said that he doesn't play a lot, so that's something that you just need to play the game a lot to not fuck up. The Huntress also called their bluff. They didn't pull up at the pallet. So that was all played by the Huntress as well. I like that he's making a lot of distance as well. Breaks LOS and makes a lot of distance. That's the best way to play against Huntress, right? What's going on here? Oh, I don't know if I would have committed that. Again, smart. Oh my god, bro. Every time I see someone abuse the entirety of Shaq, it makes me smile. It does. I can't help it. I'm smiling like I don't know, bro. Like I'm in love. I am. I'm smiling like a smile at Nina. This makes me happy. It's so rare. It feels like people do not use Shaq. Like people forget about the other side of the Shaq. Dropping down into the basement, smart. Okay. Really good players do that. Doesn't play Shaq, goes to the pallet that's closest. Nice. Should not be sitting on the... Yeah. Shouldn't be sitting on the short side, though. Should have run to the long side immediately. I think I'm okay with the pre-drop, just based off two things, actually. The fact that he gets to fully heal as she breaks, and the fact that we know that the Huntress disrespects the pallets, right? So the way you dodge these hatchets, by the way, you never want to touch the. This is more niche. This is less useful to know. But the way you dodge these hatchets is you first of all, you don't touch the structures around you. You keep hovering like right here. And then as it looks like she's gonna throw, which to be fair, it looks like she's gonna throw right now, right? Because you already hear the sound. You flip your whole camera to the other side. Which is what he attempted to do, but the hatchet was just too fast. Like this is not his fault. Like the Huntress should not be missing these hatchets. But to increase your likelihood of dodging those hatchets, you do what I told you. Hugging the wall here just makes it guaranteed that you're gonna get hit, because if she throws at a slight angle here, like let's say you're hugging here, if she throws like a slight angle, it covers everything, right? I mean, this is kind of exaggerating the hitbox a little bit, but yeah, if you're touching the wall, it's easier to hit projectiles on you. Just hear me out on that. I like that he's breaking LOS every time she pulls up. This is really good. Bro, it feels like I'm watching me play. And okay, not to self-glaze. I'm not saying that I'm the best, right? I'm not even close to the best, but this just feels like my gameplay. You guys see me do this a lot, where like if there's a M2 killer after me, I fake playing something, and then I immediately snap to the next thing because they're far playing far and it takes longer for them to catch up. But by faking, I make them change their path and make it harder for them to have LOS to M2 me after, right? This guy's playing so well. He's destroying the Huntress, and the Huntress is clearly not a bad Huntress player. She just got tilted there, shooting there. I'm pretty sure. Really nice dodge. That was really clean, well played, just really good. Good job.
Bruh.
2.3k hours on PS4. Let's see this. Oh my god, so loud. Alright, it's an edited video. He was trying to blind his ear. That's a joke. That was not an angle. It's on the events as well. Okay. So because it's the event, you have the pallets, right? The fake pallets. The thing about fake pallets is that they're not worth much on long tiles. When you drop the pallet, it disappears. But if you get the stun on the killer, it's worth something. So whenever you're looping a fake pallet, you want to be looping something short because you want to greed it as long as possible. Yeah, because the killer knows that if he respects the pallet and you drop it, you just get hit for free. What you can do with the fake pallet is just run 50 million times around the loop so that, you know, you get some value out of it. But this is not the same story for longer loops because if there's a pallet here and then there's this fucking gigantic tile, yeah, like this one, for example, and you fake dropping the pallet, the killer respects, you have to run too much to get back to the pallet. This is a terrible tile to use the fake pallet, and it's also a bad tile to stay at. String trap going for the orbitals, okay. Runs away from the towel, which is the smart play. It looks like he's just gonna wrap back through it. This could be due to a lack of resources. I didn't see what was around him, and we're at 3 gens. 3 people have, I mean, the killer already has 3 hooks. So maybe the pallets on this side of the map were already used. So I'm gonna judge this as if this is all you have.
Bruh.
But running back to this, if you have anything around you that you know of, is not the right idea. I mean, it's not that it's not the right idea, it's not the optimal idea. Like, this window is strong enough by itself to justify running to this towel sometimes, but a lot of the times when the pallet is dropped, because again, as we've established with the fake pallet, it's not the best. Looks like he's actually gonna run away this time. No. He's playing around the window. This is dangerous because it's an M2 killer. Oh wait. The pallet was there the entire time. It was just on the other side. Okay, I mean this is just super strong then. Okay, well never mind. Never mind everything that I said. He's playing it really well. The spring trap is kind of goofy the chase as well. But this is a nice chase. Okay. Weak pellets you never want to drop, so faking that was the right play. I also like that he's abusing the distance a lot. This is something that you don't see a lot of survivors do. Is just abuse the distance, especially against 4.5 killers, and especially this killer that's already shown us that he loves going for the shots. Abusing your distance when it comes to that is perfect, because if he's going for long range shots and he misses them, then you can make even more distance and it takes even longer for him to catch up to you. So he's doing a great job here. He moved all the way from the corner of the map to the main building, and now he's gonna keep running. I wouldn't drop this pallet ever. Yep. That was a nice axe though. Blood fever as well. How does he survive this? He's gonna have to play the shit, the house. Oh no. And he survives on the shit house. And he has another fake pallet. Damn, those 2 pallet setups that you can create are actually pretty strong. It's kind of hard to like judge chases with the party pallet. That was a very convincing walk through the pallet here, not even looking at the killer. Just gambled on the stun based on the red stain. I like what he did though. I would have liked it. I would have liked it more if he, you know, was looking at the killer, but this is nice. He faked running past and he vacuumed the pallet. You see how he never lost a prompt here? This is a good lesson. He never lost a prompt to pull down the pallet here. Just look. Let me slow it down. This is a vacuum. Oh, he lost the prompt for half a second, but that's just a bug. He's standing all the way over here and he still has the prompts to pull the pallet down. He's vacuuming the pallet. He ran past it to make the killer think that he was gonna, you know, greed. And then he vacuumed the pallet and got the stun. Oof. Nice dodge. Nice check spots. Nice patience. Okay. Ooh. Reaction time of a fucking cougar, bro. Again, one thing that he's doing a lot is whenever there's like something between him and the killer pulls up the axe, he's already running away. This is what you do against Dracula, especially because Dracula gets heavily punished for putting the power down. I don't know if it's that good against Springtrap, especially because now he's running into the little shit house over here that only has the shit window that staggers you when you drop down as well. So he dies here because of this. Moving away is smart, and he showed that he knows, but I think he overdid it this time. He also brought the killer over to the guy that was opening the exit gate, which is not the best. It's a good thing that oh, does this hit? Guys, does this hit? It is very near to the end of the video. I want to see what you guys think about this. First, does this hit? Yes. I will say something. If both players are on 20 ms, this never hits. Both players, 20 ms, this doesn't hit. You guys might say what you want. 20 ms, if the game works properly, on LAN, this doesn't hit. But it does hit here. It does hit here. You know the reason why this wouldn't hit if they were both on perfect ping? Because the killer is swinging from too far away. Oh, I see. No, actually, I was wrong. This hits. So the way the lunging works, if the killer swings at the perfect time and the window is here, let's say, the killer touches the frame of the window and then the weapon goes over the window, right? But if the killer swings a little too early and the window is like here, then the swing stops near the window. So the hitbox of the survivor has to be here. Yeah? So that's why sometimes it's hard to judge whether something should have hit or not. You have to look at where the killer ends up at the end of the lunge. So if the killer is right next to the window as he is here, it is acceptable that he would hit the survivor that's outside the window. But if he was on the inside, like his hitbox wasn't all the way at the window, and he hit you, that's probably just latency. Also, I feel like with resilience, this wouldn't have hit. And he lets him go as well. Honestly, I have very little to complain about. This guy did some very advanced stuff, which I'm proud of. Moving away when the killer readies up the ranged ability is smart, especially because he wasn't just doing it and gambling that the killer would miss. He was doing it when it was outside of line of sight. So very nice chase. Now, I'm not going to use the noob meter today, but very good job, Joe Memba. I swear Hatch is like a toxic ex that you thought you got away from after countless disagreements and horrible times, but sometimes always finds a way to ruin your life again. All right, that's some deep-seated trauma right there. Little trauma dump on the Dead by Daylight chase. Okay.
Bruh.
I already like the camera placement. I do not, however, like the quality of this video. This shit sucks. What the fuck are you recording with, bro? Download OBS. This is so bad. There's even subtitles and shit. Do I have to download this? Is it gonna look better? It doesn't. Did you render it at like 200 bits? How does it look so bad? I can't watch this, bro. 2500. Is the quality better? Okay. It's blurry, but it's acceptable. Can we please start in the chase? Please? Do I need all this context? The Springtrap chase. Looks like their sound is also bugged. No? Is the sound bugged or am I imagining things? I like that. This is a 100% situation for the Springtrap. I just want everyone to know that. Whenever in this situation, the Springtrap is not allowed to miss. All the Springtrap has to do, especially because the Survivor has an item. Do you guys see this? When the Survivor queues up, so when the Survivor presses spacebar to vault something, the item completely disappears and the Survivor snaps into the position of vaulting. So if you're ever playing killer on a killer with an M2 ability, you just pull up, hold, wait until the item disappears, or until you're sniffing their neck and you're 100% sure that you won't miss. And you never get out of this without getting hit. The Springtrap just fucked up. So I don't like how the chase starts. Did you have another pallet or something? Did you have anything? I like that we're holding check spots though. Oh, little rubber band. I mean, so the way I would play this, yeah, okay. Being completely honest, I probably would have done the same thing this guy did. Just hoped that the killer would miss, or that I would make the window before the killer had the angle. But with windows, and I think this might have been a little dangerous to be fair. I don't know what kind of pallet that was. I don't know. I mean, I feel like you're kind of forced into the situation, so it's okay. Nice dodge. I mean, all things considered. Now he doesn't have axe, so that was a really well played double back by the Springtrap, but then he got a little too excited. Should have just dropped the pallet when he whiffed.
Bruh.
I'd go all the way around check here. Oh, he's mind gaming, yo. No, the sound is bugged for sure.
Bruh.
Yeah, this is from back when Springtrap cameras would bug your audio. This is for sure bugged. Nice dodge. Actually drops the pallet this time. Oh, the audio is so bugged. I don't like that we're staying at check. You see, you guys remember last chase? Do you think that guy from last chase would be sitting at check just waiting to die like this? He wouldn't. He'd be running away, especially with windows. I feel like you're never justified to not run away here. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. He DCs. That wasn't the best performance. I'm not gonna lie, Mother's Milk. That wasn't the best performance. This was kind of like a shack chase against a Springtrap that got excited and then rage quit at the end. I don't know. I don't know if I love this. I want to be honest with you. I don't know. Should I give the chases a rating? So if I'm rating the chases, this was a 4.
Bruh.
And the other player over here, or not this one. The one Armin Springtrap game, that was a solid like 9. That was really well played. Let's see if we have any other high hour count players to look at. Roughly 2,000 hours against Oni, and this is a killer main. Okay.
Bruh.
Against Oni, the way you play against Power Oni is you never ever run to straight wall loops like Shack. Shack is the prime location. Given the Oni has to be good, but in straight lines, the Oni can't miss, right? Because Oni's power is, how do I describe it? It's like steering a car, but it's very heavy, right? So if you're around something that's circular, for example, the Oni will get stuck on these edges as he's trying to like use the power, and you can very feasibly dodge, especially if there's no line of sight for the Oni. You want to do this now. Was he forced to say a check? Yeah, he just happened to already be a check.
Bruh.
I feel like what I would have done here is I wouldn't have dropped the pallet over there at all, but I would have vaulted this window for sure. Because I don't know if this is like after the Oni update where they butchered his flicks, but that felt like he just fucked up. Okay, I like that he vaults here. Again, like now, I would be like looking to go to these rocks over here. I wouldn't be staying at check. This is counterintuitive. This is counterintuitive because it's like, bro, really? You would run to a rock that has no pallet over staying at shack? In this case, yes. Oni in power is so much more dangerous in places like shack than he is in like a bunch of rocks in the middle of nowhere. But also, it's like, he's strong everywhere, to be fair. Oni in power is supposed to be menacing, right? But like, to increase your likelihood of maybe possibly surviving, that's what I would have done. I like that he's check spotting though. Also, committing window vaults against Oni in power is so much more reliable, right? Because double backing with Oni in power is not possible. I mean, it's possible if he kisses the wall here and then slowly makes the turn to go back into shack. And a very good Oni might have done that. But I think as soon as he heard the power, look, as soon as he heard that he was using the power and he didn't see him here, he committed the vault. That's smart. Because even though Oni is really fast, you can use the sound cue to make your decision. That's what he did. If he just waited to see the Oni, he probably would have died. Because he's too fast. I like that he's holding the corner here as well. Makes it harder for the Oni to hit him. Oof. That was so fortunate. Unless this guy did say he was a killer main. Maybe he counted in his head how long the power... I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that, let's be honest. This is the right play. Hold the check spot there. I don't like that he ran away. If the Oni was already running, like committing to this direction here because of this like stutter that he did where he lost sight of the killer, like now you're always getting hit if the Oni was here. So just like, I mean, this is a minor mistake, but always run to the nearest check spot in situations like these. Don't commit and then think, bro, Puffalope would be angry if I didn't hold the check spot and then go back, because that's just bad. At this point, you might as well have just committed this direction, because running back here, if the Oni just happened to be running straight at you, you would have gotten hit. So either hold the check spot or guess spot. You know, just fucking W key it. He has Sprint Burst 99. That's really well played. I like how he's playing this. I don't know why the Oni is committing so hard. Oni might be tilted. He never broke this pellet. I mean, right now it's just a regular M1 killer. You see this? This is something that people don't account for, but and this is very basic. But when the killer takes unconventional paths towards you, this relies on map layout understanding and stuff. But if you know about the drop down railing here, like this, if you ever play this window, you got to be really careful because he can come at you either from the stairs or the drop down. Most killers will go for the drop down, and it shows that this guy understands that. He wasn't even concerned about the staircase because, I mean, the staircase is easier to check spot. Yeah, you see, like, now he's holding both. He can see both. I think running up the stairs is also kind of scary here. Or did he already see the killer at this point? He did. Okay, so running up the stairs is okay. And he goes up. I feel like this was well played overall. The only problem was just... I feel like I don't know. I don't even know if I'm corrected. When it comes, like, I don't know if I'm correct in saying that running away from Shack into the rock formation is the better idea. I think it is. That's what I would have done. That's how I survive Oni in power most of the time. I think staying at Shack was dangerous, but you know, it worked out. So I mean, a solid 7 for that chase. Good job. This is a 1v1 by Ghostly 15. All right, so I'm gonna judge this as a 1v1. I'm not gonna judge this as a public match chase. So the quality already looks terrible. Okay. Bro. 360p. But it's 60 FPS. I'd rather look at a 15 FPS chase at 1080p than a 360p 60 FPS clip. This is horrible. I can't look at this. I might throw up before the chase ends. I'm sorry. 3,100 hours, but he's 60% killer. Let's see this. This is a YouTube video. Finally, some quality, man. Like thank the fucking god. Thank the Lord above. The sounds are very low here, so I have to turn the music up or the sound up a little bit. Let's see how the chase starts. I'm curious. I think committing the medium vault. I didn't see where the killer was, but committing mediums is a concept that I just understood myself recently. When you commit a medium, like let's say the killer is standing here, for example, yeah, and there's a window here, your hitbox immediately is over the window by like when the killer is aiming. So let's say it's a Wesker and the Wesker goes like this. If you're in the middle of the medium vault, you cannot get hit. A Huntress will not hit you. A Springtrap will not hit you. I guess they can hit you because of the hitbox are bugged and there's also latency to account for, but this is the right play. Committing a medium to outside of LOS when it's a ranged killer trying to hit you. But this only works if the killer is standing here. If the killer was at an angle here, you just gave him a free hit that he missed. And I will never know because I can't see where the killer is. But I'm pretty sure he was at an angle. This looks like a good spring trap. I like the crouches. Nice stun. Let's see how you run this main building. This main building is extremely strong. Okay, he gave up. Nice reaction time. Heard the door open and was already sprint pressing away. Oh, what was that for? I like the dodge though. I don't know why he did that. Why did he do this? Did he pull up? No, he didn't even pull up. There's no emergency. This is also something that you guys have to understand. This works for every single M2 killer. Don't dodge before the killer is ready to shoot. Preemptively dodging is bad against M2 killers. In this case, it's even worse because it's like the killer was not even readying up the power. But even against Huntress, when the Huntress pulls up the hatchet, she can't immediately throw, but the hatchet is not going to be the fastest it can be if she immediately throws. So what you do is you assume the Huntress is only going to throw after the hatchet is readied up for a little bit, and you only dodge when she's ready to throw. If you preemptively dodge, it's like you're showing the killer how you're going to dodge, and then they can adjust before they even shoot. If you dodge as they shoot, that's how you actually dodge projectiles. Yeah. Here, you panicked, I think. Especially because he's 4.4, you could have ran around the main building entirely here. And only ever attempted a dodge when he readied up. You got hit here for no reason. Even though it looks like he's really close, he's 4.4. There's a lot of LOS breakers here, and this main building is really strong. There was no reason for you to do this. You just gambled on the window. Which you should have vaulted, by the way. Like, if you were gonna dodge like this, you would dodge and then immediately pump the medium and you wouldn't have gotten hit here either. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, not medium vaulting here does nothing for you. Like, if you're scared that the killer is still holding and then if you pump the medium, you're just gonna get hit. It's the same as you running in front of the killer after. I feel like he just lacked a little bit of reaction time here. She could have gotten grabbed from the medium, no? So you cannot get grabbed if you're healthy from medium vaults. You can get grabbed out of lockers if you're healthy, but not from medium vaults. So no, you cannot get grabbed if you're healthy. That's also like a niche thing, right? I feel like not a lot of people know about that. And he misses the X here. Nice fake. That's nice. But this is kind of dangerous now. I like that they recognize that the killer was inside of the pallet range, but I feel like here, you want to drop this pallet as fast as possible because you don't... The killer doesn't have the projectile, so you got lucky that you didn't die here because the killer missed. But on tiles like these, you just want to get out of them as fast as possible against Springtrap. You don't want to stay on them. Even though this is the right play against other killers, against Springtrap, the moment he missed, you're dropping that pallet and running away, especially because he's giving you the direction where you can't get stuck on the pallet. Right? Look, he's all the way here. You should have just dropped and run away, because now you're gambling on him missing the X again. Right? Which you end up winning the gamble. But because the killer messed up, that wasn't the right play. But getting the stun, now you just make so much distance. This main building is so good for Farpoint Fire Abuse. Oh my god. I also got scared. Holding this front press, I like this. Should have just hit the window to your right. This is much more unsafe. Again, it's another tile where the killer, if the killer misses, it's just the killer fucking up. Yeah. A lot of gambling, right? Like, even though, this is why I tell you guys about results-oriented thinking, because an unexperienced player will look at this and just be like, yeah, nice. I mean, they survived. But that wasn't the correct play because that was the lowest percentage play. The killer missed. You shouldn't be accounting for the killer missing, right? The high percentage play here would be, I mean, I don't even think they know about the window over here, to be fair. Would be to just go for the window here. You're not risking anything by going for this window. Especially now that he's 5.4, you can make so much distance. Right? On sprint press, there's no way he even has the time to ready up and hit you. Here, you're just gambling on the killer missing, right? Which, I mean, you can win, but you know, it's better to go for the high percentage one than the low percentage one and win and then think that that's the right play. It's not. What's up, Pixie? I like that they dropped the pallet. Like, it feels like here they understood that they got lucky that the killer missed and it's time to just run away from this. Also, again, they were on the right side. Imagine they were on this side. Well, I guess both sides are good on this pallet, to be fair. This looks like a weak pallet, as in, like, if you drop it, you're just going to get 50-50'd eventually, but you only get 50-50'd on this pallet if you actually vault it. If you know to run away, I don't know why the killer is breaking this. If you know to run away, this pallet is actually pretty strong. Okay, that was a little bit of 4.4 abuse. Oh. Let me see if this is justifiable. Let me see. Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna get super angry at you dropping this here. It did look like he was gonna go for it. I can see the vision of you thinking he's gonna go for it. But you should never vault. I mean, this is just a 50-50. It's just that I feel like I understood this killer player better than you did. I would not have dropped and I would not have vaulted. But I understand losing the 50-50. That's okay. The chest. Claims another victim. Oh! Okay. And makes the window like a beast? I just run the window again. Does he have the axe? No, he does. Crouch! Ooh, he missed. He gave up. Honestly, good job. Hey, a lot of, you know, low percentage decisions, but low percentage decisions are not necessarily bad. They just have to be conscious, right? As long as you understand that you're hoping that the killer is going to miss and you're not making the correct play that will like not get you hit more often than it is. As long as you understand that, there's nothing wrong with making the low percentage plays, but there were a few too many. A few too many, but overall I'll give this one a 7. All right, another 2. Let me get some water because I'm talking too much. Give me 1 second. All right, let's see this. This is 2.3k hours against Springtrap, and the quality is good. Oh, this is a doomed chase. What do you guys? Judging doomed chases is so much harder depending on how fast these players got downed. Oh, Poggers is here. This guy was playing with one of my mods. Depending on how fast the other players got downed, I don't know if I should assume that they wasted the whole map and you guys just didn't do gens, or if they didn't waste anything. I don't know. Because judging doomed chases is like you can go anywhere on the map. You're either playing for hatch or you're just playing for chase time. So it's harder to judge. Nice 4.4 abuse. I would have gone around. Okay. This is based on distance, right? I was talking. We're watching a lot of Springtrap chases today, but this is based on distance. When Springtrap has the X, he's 4.4, right? When the killer is 4.4, a lot of people think, oh, it's just 5%. The difference is not that big. The difference is gigantic. The difference is humongous. Yeah, a 4.6 killer would be on the door frame by the time you got to the window. A 4.4 killer is still not even close. So here, instead of going for the window, which gives him the opportunity to hold M2 and hit you, which I like that you immediately pumped it though, because you see what he's doing. He's trying to hit the window before the killer even gets the chance to M2. But a higher percentage play would be to go around the shack and then medium vault the window. Because remember what I told you guys about committing mediums when the killer is turning a corner. This is not terrible what he did. This is the second best, I would say, because against M2 killers, you want to just immediately bump the window, or you know, try to fake it if the killer is too close. But the fact that he immediately pumped it tells me that he was trying to finish vaulting the window before the killer even had the chance to M2, which was what happened. I would run around shack here again. See, that's the thing about doomed chases. What stops the killer from just sitting there holding M2 until 1 hour ends? You know what I mean? Like, what stops the killer from just holding M2 at the doorframe here? You're just stuck here indefinitely. He doesn't care about the other survivors escaping. They're all dead. Like that he's making distance, not stopping on the nearest pallet. Runs past the pallet because he's 4.4. Also, that pallet is unsafe. I like this. Smart. I would just commit as well. If you attempt to dodge here, you're just giving him a chance to hit you. Oh, I should have vaulted the window. Maybe he didn't know that he actually didn't get the X-Spec. There is a sound cue for when he gets the X-Spec though.
Bruh.
It's kind of a bad spot. Yeah, you just have to dodge. Like, this is a bad spot. And the Springtrap recognizes this as well. It's like what I've been saying the entire time. It's like the Springtrap wants you to be on these loops, right? The loops that he can shoot over. Like this table here, for example. Springtrap wants you to be here, so you don't want to be here. In this case, he can't really run away. But in the other chases, you guys might see that people were putting themselves in this situation when they didn't have to. That's what I'm telling you guys. If you don't have to put yourselves in this situation where the killer has the upper hand, you don't. That's the lowest percentage play, right? But here, he was forced into this situation, so it's understandable. Now, you have to just hope that he misses. Or, oh, this is perfect. Perfect. Again, The killer has the edge here. Clearly, we understood that. So why would you even entertain it? He breaks LOS like a fucking beast, doesn't hesitate, just runs away. This is textbook what you should do in this situation. This is perfect. How many of you would do this instead of just crouching and moving left to right like a dumbass? None of you. There's no one watching that would do this. Only this guy. This guy is a fucking monster. I like the pre-drop. Nice dodge. Oh! Now we know why Rebecca's hair is so short, right guys? It was Springtrap. Gave her the haircut. This is so well played. I feel like I can cry. I feel like I can cry. I feel like I can cry. I want to cry. Oh no! And he survives it. Honestly, this end of the chase was wow. This very end of the chase here was chef's kiss. Good job. I feel like the only criticism I have, well, actually, I don't think I have any criticisms. Like the only quote unquote bad play that you did was not make the first best decision, but instead make the second best. You know, and this was a doomed chase. Again, that's the dynamic of doomed chases. In situations like these, look, the killer, like if all of the other survivors were alive, the killer would be the one under pressure to break the pallet so that this, like, look, because this is what happens here, right? The killer would be the one under pressure because the other survivors are doing gens and they're going to escape. So the killer has no incentive to actually keep holding the hatchet here and instead break the pallet. But in doomed chases, and by doomed chases, I mean chases that will go nowhere because your teammates are all dead. There's nothing to be gained from a long chase, right? In doomed chases, the pressure is on the survivor because the killer doesn't have anything else to worry about. So again, even though the killer would just be sitting here holding the axe forever, you know, it changes the whole dynamic of this play. Because then he goes for it as soon as he sees him putting it down, and then the killer goes for the axe again, which I don't think he would have went for this if it wasn't a doomed chase. But overall, very nice. I'm going to give this one a 9. Very well played. 5.7k Meyer Shack. Wanted to see what y'all think. I know I should have got a few more vaults on Shack, but the way Myers was playing earlier, he was a mind game of hell, so I took a risk. Also dropped Shack because my injured teammate was there. Would have greeted otherwise. I see all of the pixels. No BAM on I like the hugs though. You see, this is the first player we see so far actually abusing distance on Shack. And this is the highest hour count player so far. This is what I've been telling you the entire time. You see this? Hugging Shack perfectly, hugging Shack like it's his mother. Makes it all the way to the pallet. Arguable if this is the best play here because he was forced to drop. I don't think he was forced to drop actually. Oh, I guess he was because his teammate was here, so this was the right decision. It's arguable here because he ends up dropping the pallet before he gets 3 vaults out of Shack. But I still would have done the same thing he did. I would have been more selfish and just played the window. I mean, this is really good micro game.
Bruh.
No, this is just a 50-50. Oh, and he's exposed. He wins the 50 though, which is nice. That was a convincing fake vault. Nice medium vault check spot. Underrated. Yeah, medium vault check spots at Shack are underrated. This guy did it perfectly. Good job. Looping Myers is like looping any other 4.6 killer. I mean, this a minute. Really? That's all you have to show? there's very little to judge, but you can just tell. You can just tell that the survivor is good off this 1 minute clip, right? Which is nice. Good job.
Woof.